I had the pleasure of being invited down to Callaway's European headquarters to do a PGA Tour caliber full bag fitting. You guys absolutely loved that video, so much so that you wanted me to upload uncut versions of each section. So here you are, this is a full unedited, uncut PGA Tour caliber putter fitting. Okay, we're on putting. My current putter is a tailor-made Spider, and the story behind this club is I needed a putter, went to American Golf and bought a putter. Completely randomly, no idea what I was doing. Chris has just measured it up against some of the Odyssey ones here. It used to be significantly longer than this because, again, I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. This was a couple of years ago. Right. I think it was about this long. And my coach was like, then the grip was here, and he's like, you need to get a lot more lower over the ball.
Okay, understood.
And he chopped it down and put a new grip on it. It's got a claw grip on it.
Yeah.
Because people who've watched my training video will see I used to do that.
Okay.
My coach threw that out the window.
Used to do that.
Yes.
Okay. Right.
So it has a flat face.
Yeah.
Whereas I assume for traditional reverse overlap, it's probably better to have a round one. But it's just personal preference and comfort.
Comfort, yeah.
Okay.
We can make you comfortable out there if you can step on a putting green and feel comfortable, which historically are not a very comfortable place for a lot of people to be, especially a golf course.
Yeah.
If you can be comfortable, then absolutely ideal. But I would say something specialist like a claw grip, I would say, yeah, that's probably good for doing the claw. But it sounds like you don't do that anymore.
No.
You just reverse overlap.
Got rid of that, yeah.
But we've got plenty of grips in the room. Obviously we put Odyssey grips on all of our putters, so as we go through, I won't sort of tell you if they're changing size or anything.
Okay.
But we'll just see what feels good.
Yeah.
Right? It's once we get on the dance floor here, it's a lot about feel. So we're going to make sure we get there, obviously the head, neck, shaft, length, everything dialed in. Mm-hmm. But grip's something we can talk about too.
My putting's quite good.
Yeah. Okay.
According to the YouTube comments anyway, I always thought it was terrible, and then you guys are always really nice about my putting. But I guess I'm just very self-critical. But I'm really interested to see whether I've just got reasonable at putting with something that isn't very optimized for me. Okay. Or if I've somehow stumbled upon the perfect putter for myself, and it's not going to be
let's see. Now's the moment of truth.
Let's have a look.
So, do you want to just hit a few for us? So there's 4 golf balls there.
Yep.
Give us 4 putts with your Spider.
Yep.
Do you line the golf ball up? We've got triple track on these we use to fit putters with.
I love triple track.
Okay. Well, if you're loving that, let's do that on every putt then. So let's put your real world, and every putt's a birdie putt basically in here. And let's just have a quick look.
I've got absolutely no brand loyalty. Okay. As you'll see from my bags. My bag's Titleist, my club's Ping, this is tailor-made. Yeah. But all of my balls, and I'm not just saying it because we're at Callaway, and it's because of the triple track.
Nice.
Absolutely love it.
Which ball is that?
So I use a Chrome Soft. Just because they're slightly cheaper than the new Chrome doors. Okay. I'm not sure how fast this Astro is going to run, but we can see.
A little bit quick. It's a tour average in here, so it's just over 12.
Oh, get me on the tour then, that's just gone straight in.
So is there let's ask you a couple of questions just about your putting stroke.
Sure.
On any length of putt.
Yeah.
Is there any thought when you are putting, you said your coach has taught you, so you may have had some verbiage around it before.
Yeah.
But do you have any goals when you're putting stroke? Do you feel like you're trying to go back and through like a pendulum?
Sure.
Do you feel like you're trying to inside and open or anything?
No, so it's trying to be straight back along the line.
Okay.
Straight through along the line. I was trying to keep the same 1-to-1 tempo, depending on the distance of the putt. So it would be 1-1. Yeah. Or if you want to go far, it'd still be 1-1.
Okay. So keeping the metronome going there. Okay.
Yeah.
And then back and through, right? You're not trying to open close the blade. You just simplify. It sounds like you're trying to simplify.
Straight back, straight through. Yeah. Okay. Practicing with the clubs down to keep the path as straight as perfectly possible.
Understood.
Very quick. It's a terrible putt.
Yeah, it does move in here. We tried to keep it because it's a 9-foot putt. And we put it there. It's a very nice green we've got in here. But really, what we're looking at is when we're fitting putters in here. You've got the 9-foot putt. We're like, brilliant. You go make them hit 100 putts in the middle in a row if you like to. But what we're looking at is the first kind of 30-40% here. Okay. So there really isn't. Once it goes past this, I'd say right here where this putter head is, I'm not really bothered. You could hole 10 putts in a row with the worst putter in the world for you. But if it doesn't work in this little space
in this section here,
then we're not really interested in that model, right? Nice putt. Have you heard the term toe flow before, if I say that to you, in golf?
I could guess at what it is in terms of the different balances of the putter.
Yeah.
So toe hang and
Yeah, exactly.
opening as you arc. Is that what that is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Bang on, man. Golfer.
I like to try and know what I'm doing. Actually actioning it and doing it well is a different thing.
Same here, pal. Same here.
Never thought. I'm more nervous doing this than I am if you give me a birdie putt to break 80 on the 18th hole.
We get that a lot, you know. I think because they're kind of under observation kind of thing, right? Sometimes people are in there like, you know, I'm not really feeling like I would do on the golf course.
Yeah.
Well, it's because we're indoors, you know, it says performance center on the wall, right? So it's like, okay, well, I've got to perform, but really, you just want to go to your happy place, you know? Just get you out on the golf course. Maybe that's a good thing to do if you're comfortable making a birdie putt to break 80.
Yeah.
Maybe put yourself in that environment every time, you know? Put yourself at your home club on your favorite green. So one thing I noticed is that putter, you do take it back quite neutral, but then the blade does try to open a little bit. And I've seen on a couple of them, you close it off a little bit. So you end up just going slightly outside the path.
Okay.
What we're going to do is just check the length of the putter. So if you can just set up over a ball for us.
Yep.
And do everything but pull the trigger. So I would do absolutely everything. So get a golf ball.
Okay.
Line it up, do all that. And then just let me know the moment when you normally pull the trigger, but without doing it.
There.
Okay. Okay. And then I'm just going to jump in and have a look where your face is pointing as well. So pretty good there.
Not bad.
So, yeah, you're not giving up the edge of the hole there, so that's pretty good. You can pull the trigger on that one if you want, just to get that feel. It's always a bit weird walking away from a putt, isn't it? There you go. Nice.
It's all right.
So what we learned now, I just did a little quick test to see where your eyes are over the golf ball.
Okay.
So
Neil tells me about this all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for them not being over the ball.
Is he trying to get you over the ball?
Yeah.
Okay, right. So looking at, it's quite good to see actually on an Odyssey putter, we put this cyclone here on our double wides.
Okay.
Ideally, because we've got a lie angle of 70 degrees in here from the USGA, obviously we're not putting like this every single time. Ideally from our product side, if you had a complete vertical shaft, eyes over the ball is great.
Yeah.
But because we do have a 70 degree lie angle there, the best place that we found to get our models to work the best is if you have your eyes one golf ball inside. So where that Odyssey cyclone is. So we're going to look at a couple of different putter lengths. Obviously there's a coaching side of where your coach thinks it's best to get your eyes for you as an individual player. What we've learned as a brand across all of our models is that if we can get the golf ball to be like saying half a ball or one ball inside, it gives you the best chance of making that putt or getting the read right at least. So we're trying to set you up for success there. So I mentioned toe flow before.
Yes.
Let's just look at your current one. So same length putter. If we have a look where the TaylorMade is now, we don't actually putt like this, so it's not really a huge, not importance, but it's not the best gauge for it because we don't putt with we don't hold it like this. But just to look at how much that potentially so there's quite a bit on there. It's not like kind of down here, so we're not fully flowing. At the end of the day, you do have a mallet head, so it is going to be stable, but that slant neck on there, it's called, is just going to encourage a little bit of flow. Okay. If we change the neck, so if we go for our most popular model in that mallet section, and then we take that neck off and we just use what we call a it's got a bit more flow on it. If we just use, our double bend. So what you'll notice there, sorry, just get that away from there, is that it's definitely a different angle, right?
Yeah, it naturally
So what that will do is stay a bit square through the hitting area, right? So we don't have any toe flow on that. So we would call that a face balance putter.
Sure.
Now this is ideal on paper, also we're going to do some testing, but ideally a golfer that is taking the putter head straight back and straight through without manipulating the face would usually benefit from that kind of neck.
Yeah.
So what I like to do is just test a few necks straight away. So we're going to go, you've got slant at the moment, we're going to try you in our version. We're going to look at crank hosel and double bend. We'll just look at the three necks. Once we know which neck works better, we'll just try a couple of models and dial it in from there. Okay. So straight away, I'm going to try you in the crank hosel. So this is our sort of out, back and down, right? So it's a little bit different. Sure. We'll encourage a touch less toe flow. And we've got to basically decide here how much we want to take away from you. Do we want to take a load away? Do we want to absolutely kill all of it and just give you a back and through putter? Or do you need a little bit of release, a little bit of turn in there?
So then a question that I've got for you. I feel like people probably get fit for a driver the most.
Oh yeah.
Then irons, and very few people probably actually get fit for a putter.
Absolutely.
even when I've spoke to my coach and said, do you need to get fit for a putter? He's like, not as much as a driver. Would you rank them all equally, and it's equally as important, or?
Yeah, I would go in order of usage, right? So
you use your putter the most
exactly.
on a round.
I mean, you're absolutely bang on though, right? Everybody, and it's a little bit on the manufacturer side as well, because the driver is the club that bombs it, right?
It's the coolest.
It's tough to say to a putter like bomb it in the hole. It's not going to happen. Right? So this is not as exciting on the green. I don't think golf is. People don't go to the driving range or to Top Golf to putt, right? They go to hit it miles. So. This is the area we can learn the most. For me, in terms of importance, I would start at the green and work back. So it's putter, wedges, irons. Yeah, I'm the same. I grew up playing par 3 golf. Didn't know what a driver was till I was, been playing for a good few years. So I would say that this, unfortunately, the putter is probably the nicest looking in the bag. Like people put a head cover on, they're kind of like
customize them.
Yeah,
and
you can they're like, kind of like a watch. If people really like watches, people really look after their putters. There's a lot of heritage brands and putters, and they get the most focus as well. Because if you look at golf on TV, when they zoom in on a putt to win a tournament, they don't zoom in on the driver, they zoom in on the putter. So it's a very personal experience and a very personal product.
This already, did you see how that rolled line over line over line?
Yeah.
This already feels like I'm no longer fighting the club.
Okay.
It's just going
you were fighting before, okay, nice.
It's just going back straight and just going through straight. Whereas before, I felt like it was trying to do this, and I'm trying to hold it out.
That's kind of what will happen when you go into toe hang, toe flow. The putter wants to move, right? As soon as you move it back past your right foot, away from your center of gravity, it's going to start opening. Mm-hmm. So it's whether you need that or not, right? And we don't, like you said there, if you're fighting it, we don't want you to be fighting on the golf course, Should be a nice, fun experience. Okay, now let's try that exact same model. And we're going to change the neck again. So we're going to go into double bend.
Lovely. So for this centre, people can just book to come here?
Certainly can, yeah. They can book through their local retailer, PGA Professional, local retailer. A lot of people are a member at a golf club. So we are here, to help out the PGA Pro if they don't have the facility to fit their members. Got a lot of places around here. Where we are in South London, there's a bit of a premium on space here. Yep. So we don't have the biggest driving ranges. So we're very popular with the local community here.
So if somebody was going to get fit for a putter, what would be the number one thing that you would tell them to look for? Is it that face balance versus toe balance for their stroke?
I think, that can be the most important. That comes from the neck, right? I think a lot of people don't, if I say to somebody, if they're like, I've got this putter, if I just speak to somebody on the golf course or something, I'll say, what neck is on there? And they'll be like,
I had no idea.
Part's that?
I thought mine was face balance because it was a mallet, and then you showed me that it fell open, whereas I thought if you had a blade, it's toe hang.
But you can get face balance blades and toe hang mallets.
Okay.
So the rabbit hole goes a bit deeper now. Justin Thomas was a big part of that. He wanted a bit of toe flow, but he didn't want to play a blade putter. He wanted a big head. So he had a sort of flow neck welded onto his mallet putter and got best of both. And then that kind of opened it up. I mean, if you look now in golf, 70% of players are using a mallet.
It changed Scotty's life
in the land and also on tour. So it really has taken off. The mallet is here and it's here to stay.
The number one strokes gains off the tee approach to the green couldn't put to save his life with a blade.
Yeah.
And then Rory told him to get a mallet, and look what happened. Other than when Xander's winning.
We've had, arguably probably one of the best putters in the world, Ricky Fowler. He changed into the Jailbird last year, and as soon as he won, Wyndham Clark then said, right, I want that putter as well.
That clip, and he was trying it out, Ricky's putter, being like, I want to have a go myself.
Our tour rep over in the US, when he said, I want a Jailbird, I want Ricky's putter, he said, what spec do you want? He said, Ricky's spec, putter, whatever it is. So JT had to go back through his notes, bring out Ricky's notes in our system, and build the exact same one, and he won the US Open with it.
That was a good putt. I just lined to a prong.
You've tried the same head,
yes,
same length, just with two different necks. Have you noticed any difference in any of these at all?
This one feels a little bit. See, I'm just guessing. This one feels like it wants to come inside a little bit more. Yeah. Is that right?
What I've noticed from Stride, I didn't see too much in path or change in the head, but you were hitting it out the heel predominantly.
Okay.
So you've got a slant neck and you were predominantly toe striking with the slant neck with that extra flow. Then we tried crank hosel, which is kind of the middle ground.
Sure.
And that was coming out the middle nice, and straight away you said you're not fighting it, and we saw some really good quality putts there.
Yep.
And then
this one feels like it's coming here.
and then yeah,
hitting
for
heel.
some reason on that one, just heel strike. So it may be that it feels like it wants to jump inside.
Yep.
So then for you to get back to square, it's providing a bit more of a challenge, and the heel's arriving at the ball first, which can get you to block the putt quite a lot or over pull it. Nice.
Yeah. That still felt a bit.
Yeah, a little bit
Healy.
necky. Yeah. So let's have a look at length real quick. So I quite like you in the crank hosel in that. So we got good results from that, but let's just try a slightly longer putter for you.
Okay. So is this a height thing?
Not at all.
Or
it's
is it just a personal preference
where
thing?
your eyeballs are in relation to the golf ball.
Okay.
That's it.
It's not if you're 6'4".
No,
you're
not at
tall
all.
one.
I mean, if you look at Michelle Wee, right, nearly 6 feet tall, and her putter she played was, I think it ended up like 30 inches. You know, she used to really bend over. Yeah, you could like balance a beer on her back if you wanted to. So it's again very personal, but also getting the eyes in the right place.
You haven't got one of them greens like an American golf, have you, where it's slanted towards the hole? These are actually going in.
It's like Space Jam; it just pulls it straight in.
Yeah.
They are going in. That's all you doing that.
It's like a mini golf hole when you go to American golf.
Just going to show you something as well with your eyes as well. So if you want to set up, just let me know again when you normally pull the trigger. So what I noticed from down there is that your eyes are now this side of the golf ball. So usually what we would see is as we make the putter longer, the golfer will back off a little bit. The shaft angle will shallow a touch, and then your eyes will come a little bit inside. But what I noticed straight away, as soon as I gave you a longer putter, you actually gripped down a little bit, and your eyes went over the other side of the ball.
Okay.
Which can be very easy to underread a putt.
Sure.
So actually, that coaching you've been doing and working on getting your eyes over the ball, I'm happy to leave you right there at 34, because I don't want to come in and just disrupt and go, no, that's how we use our
this
putters.
feels awkwardly long.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's like, I'm trying to put my hands all the way down here with all the excess at the
So
top.
yeah, just straight away, the longer putter I put in, you just took that away. You're like, no, I'm down here. And then the heel of the putter came up, which means it's pointing slightly right. And then your eyes came further over the side. So that's a classic example there, something to look out for, definitely in a fitting as well, of just because we want to get it into a certain area, we don't want to be too method with it. We're like, no, that is what you need to do, and then you need to go and adjust. We do the opposite here. We're here to make sure that the club works for you, and if it's in the right spot and you're comfortable, then that's where the birdies come in, right? So let's look at a couple of different options. I'm going to try you in our double wide. So this is 34 inches, same as yours.
Yep.
Crank neck. So we're going to stay with this neck here at that length. Now it's time to test some heads.
Okay.
So let's try this guy here.
I suppose we can come and get B-roll of all the clubs afterwards, Rob, and just make sure we put the right ones in the edit. Yeah. This seems weirdly between a mallet and a blade.
Right in the middle.
Yeah.
It's called a double wide. So we're going to try a few different styles of heads. But what I find in here is that if we get somebody to try a blade straight away, if they've been using a mallet, we're taking away like 70% of the mass of the club head, right? So it can be a bit jarring. So we kind of just test a few heads, but I don't like to jump too much around. It's more about let's if you're trying a mallet at the moment, we'll try a double, and then we'll try like a number one or something.
So this one feels something I quite often struggle with is getting the putter to sit flat.
Okay.
With my one, it's got quite a rounded bottom. With that one, I felt like I couldn't do it wrong.
Yeah.
Whereas with this,
there's a little bit more roll on these.
Yeah. If you bring the toe up, it's going to go right.
Can go left.
Okay, and if you put the toe, I think I'm just putting the toe down then it's going to go right.
It's going to go right,
Yeah.
Can do, yeah, absolutely. How important is alignment to you as well? Just looking at your current putter, you've got a giant, like a white line right through there. Do you use that at all?
Yes.
Okay.
So I try, something I'm really bad at, and Rob can attest to this, can't you, Rob? I would say my putting stroke, if I'm being generous to myself, is actually quite good, and I can get the ball to do, within reason, what I'm trying to do.
Okay.
In terms of knowing what that should be, is sometimes the problem. So we played in Portugal, and the greens are all over the place, and I couldn't hole a putt to save my life. And as soon as Rob goes, right, aim over there, and hit a 12-foot putt or whatever, and I could roll it in the hole. Okay. But when I'm the one trying to do it, that's where it starts to become a problem, which is why I really like the triple track. Because when you're just lining one line up,
just point and shoot, yeah.
If the line's off center, when you then stand behind the ball, it's no longer aiming at the hole to my eyes. But because this has got 3 lines on, it's very, very obvious that you haven't set it up on the top.
Yeah.
Which is why I really like these balls.
Nice.
Because I can make sure all 3 lines point at the hole and then try and line this line up to the red one.
So then, is that what you're doing with your current
That's what
one?
I'm doing with that one.
So white line goes on red line?
Yes.
And then away you go, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Well, let's keep an eye on that as well. If I show you any putters that, alignment-wise, that don't look good, let me know.
Because the 2 ball's quite a famous Odyssey putter, isn't it? But that doesn't have
two balls
lines
kind
on it.
of like where it all came from for us, right? It's it really is the lifeblood of Odyssey, I would say. I remember our CEO was showing a story a while ago about when the 2-ball putter came out, and he first saw it. I mean, if we're thinking when the 2-ball came out, good 25 years ago, this was putters, right? This was the size.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the 2-ball came out, and even our CEO was like, not sure about this. And it became the #1 second putter of all time in golf, and the #1 in major wins as well.
So even I, as someone who's relatively new to golf, I know there's 2 famous putters in the world. There's the 2-ball and there's a Scotty.
Yeah.
And one's a mallet and one's a blade, basically.
Exactly. There you go.
And it depends on which one you wanted. They are the premium to aim for.
They really are. I mean, 2-ball's still going, right? It's right behind you.
It's
We're
literally
going to be trying that.
Okay, it has got a line through the...
Yeah. So we call it a tour line now. So we found that having a bit of alignment on those golf balls on the back really helps. It's a nice putt. What I've noticed straight away though is that the ball's just spinning a little bit more when you're using a slightly smaller head. So let's just test that theory right through, and we'll go, this is a #2. So this is a pure blade here. We're taking quite a bit of mass away here.
It's going in an eerily high percentage of the time. It's quite worrying, actually. I always thought my putting was terrible as well. And then when we started editing through the videos, you guys in the comments were so nice. I'm like, oh my God, Andy, your putting's... Whereas when I'm on the putting green, before that, I'd get really annoyed at myself for missing putts. And it's really, which I guess is, this is why we're here, to feel comfortable.
Exactly. Because
you need to have confidence in your own putting. And I didn't have any confidence in my own putting, and then watched the videos back and seen all the comments from people and realised a lot of it is just psychology and sports psychology. Oh, yeah. And I really like my putter. I'm really good at putting. And then you just put it in the hole.
There you go. That's all you need to get out there. Right?
But it's the exact same mechanics that I've always had.
Okay.
The people in the comments have just given me confidence in the fact that I am actually good at putting.
What a friendly bunch. That's awesome.
Yeah, and then having a putter that is set up perfectly for you also gives you that same confidence to be like, I'm good at putting. My putter works perfectly. Yeah. And then you just knock it in the hole.
You know, you've been dialed in on the right putter, so you've got the right weapon in your hand. Off you go.
At my level, it's not quite true. But at elite level, golf is 99% mental anyway.
Well, Bobby Jones himself said golf is a game of inches, right? And he was talking about between your 2 ears. So it really is. You know, I've seen plenty of golfers put the foot down and win trophies, and you know that kind of Tiger Woods style of golf. But we've also seen plenty go the other way as well. Yes. Many people have, you know, been staring right down, you know, a major championship or a tour win, and they've had that thought in their head, you know, start etching the name on the trophy, or start thinking about their speech, and then it goes right. So you got to stay.
I remember watching Tommy almost win his first PGA event.
Yeah.
And he did driver off a tee every single day, and on the Sunday he hit a 7-iron or something like that, and he shanked a 7-iron off a tee, and he's like,
okay.
It's Tommy Fleetwood.
Like, changed his
exactly, yeah.
Changed
Stop
his
trusting himself. Mm-hmm. So you need to be able to trust your clubs, and you definitely need to be able to trust your putter.
100%. So I don't know if you noticed, you know, when using those triple track lines that end over end, we're not getting as good a quality roll there. The ball is hopping straight away off the face, and then it is on a different axis, and now we're seeing those lines on the ball start to turn the other side. So what that means is that there's just too much spin on that ball. We want that golf ball to come up off the blade of the putter, we want it to start rolling forward and we want topspin straight away.
Yep.
That is the idea of a well-fit putter.
Okay.
So we've gradually there just done a bit of testing, blade versus mallet versus a kind of mid-mallet. We can see so far that a full mallet works really well for you. So you've definitely got the right style of head currently. Just think a neck update would be quite good for you.
Sure.
Crank nozzle. So we are going to try the 2-ball.
Okay.
The legacy putter from Odyssey here. This is really the framework of the Odyssey brand here. So let's try, we're going to go, let's call it the OG. Yeah.
Or the updated version of the OG.
The new OG, yeah. So we're narrowing in now, right? We know what length of club we need to use, we know what neck, and we know we need a mallet. So now we're down to like 2 or 3 models. Which mallet?
Yeah.
I'm just going to restart this, right?
Yeah, great. That's cool.
We've been in a half hour.
Right. That should be fine.
It was 25 minutes, that was.
Was it? Okay.
After half an hour, it cuts the camera.
Does it?
Yeah. It's in order to be able to market that as a DSLR, like taking pictures with, you're not allowed to be able to record for more than 30 minutes.
Right.
Whereas if you can record for hours, it then becomes a video camera, and it's a different market. It's some weird regulation in cameras.
Okay.
That's incredibly good at recording, but it's just really fucking annoying that you're only allowed to do it for half an hour.
I don't know at all.
Yeah.
So if it goes past 30 minutes, that's no longer a camera.
It's not a DSLR, it's a video camera.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's DSLR stand for? Is that
Good question.
is DSLR just a camera that records video?
No, a DSLR is a camera that takes pictures.
Yeah.
So like just any camera you could think of really, other than the video ones go on your shoulder like that. I wish I knew what it stood for. I'm not sure.
We're all learning here.
Yeah.
I know nothing about any of that stuff.
But yeah, that's a really annoying thing that we've always had to deal with.
So straight away, a better quality of roll there.
Yeah, you can see the lines.
Absolutely, end over end. If we were outside right now and we're hitting a longer putt, let's put that putt 30 feet, and we're outside, you'd be able to hear it skid quite a lot. So if you hit a putter that's not right for you and the ball jumps off the face and starts turning on a new axis, you definitely will hear it spin, especially early morning. I don't know if you've been out on the golf course early morning and you can see like the morning dew out there.
Yeah, it skids on top of it.
If you ever see lines out there where someone's clearly, you can see where their feet were and you can see where they've rested their putter head, and then you see dot, 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 like line, line, line with a load of breaks, and then it goes smooth. That person's playing the wrong putter.
Okay.
But then you can go to another part of the green, see where their playing partner was, and there's just a nice solid line all the way to the hole.
Yeah.
He's got the right putter.
He's got the right putter.
Yeah, you can even tell in the morning, you can tell who's got the right putter and who hasn't.
That's a little tip for you guys then. If you go out playing golf and there's dew on the green and your putter's skipping, you need a new putter.
There we go.
It's boy math. Don't ask me. I didn't make the rules.
Nice putter. Very nice.
They both feel really good, to be fair.
Yeah.
The two that I've used are the full mallet ones so far.
Yeah, at the moment the number 7's working just a tiny bit better.
It feels a little bit nicer,
but
this still feels really good.
Okay. Yeah, unfortunately we don't make bad putters. We're really good in it, so we're kind of.
You make bad players, or you invite bad players.
Yeah.
That's my fault, not the putters. Yeah.
Nice roll. Okay. Now we're going to throw the kitchen sink in terms of everything, technology-wise, stability, comfortability. This is called the Jailbird.
Okay.
This is the one Wyndham Clark's
using. This is
using,
the one where
Ricky
Wyndham
Fowler.
wanted it when he borrowed it off Ricky.
Yeah. This is our kind of ultimate stability putter here. So let's see. If I throw the kitchen sinky in terms of removing that toe flow and keeping it as face balanced as we can, let's see if that's a good or a bad thing based on the number 7.
So is Wyndham a Callaway athlete anyway?
No, I don't think he is.
Yeah, he just really wanted the putter.
We're the most brand driver to putter this year. We are the most played from non-contracted, so it proves it works.
Because that's something, I guess, to touch on for people at home as well. You can get good clubs from every brand, and a lot of the time it's brand loyalty.
Yeah.
But that's because the players get paid to just use a specific brand. So then the fact that you've got players who aren't paid coming to you proves that maybe there's that little extra 0.5%.
It validates the product for us, right? Our R&D department, the people who test our clubs, are the best players in the world. We'll rely on someone like Xander Schauffele to come in and try a new driver, a new ball. They really are the best players on the planet, and if we can have a product where somebody, like you're saying, if they're not contracted to Callaway and they come into our tour truck and say, I need that putter, I want to try that and put it in play, it just validates it more for us. So our R&D department back in Carlsbad, they're able to say, well, we got it right, because the best players in the world are flocking to use it, right? So, but again, we don't make them just for the best players in the world, we make them for everybody.
Yeah. It's going in the hole, but I think it's going in the hole, but I think I prefer the very first one.
Did you notice how this one here as well, when you go to about halfway, it just run out of speed a little bit. So it kind of jumped off the face, settled down, and then started rolling. But it wasn't exactly a quick roll, it actually started to sort of really run out of gas as it got towards the hole. So let's try one more model here. We're going to try AA1 milled, so we're going to change the face real quick. I love the number 7 shape for you. We're going to try a new insert now. So this putter here has our AI1 insert. So that's a urethane insert there. This is a titanium.
Okay, now we're really getting nerdy. This is the stuff I like. So
we have 2 different lines this year, basically. And the real difference is the face there.
What is the difference other than the material?
It really is just the material. We've got slightly different mapping on the back of these as well. These are AI putters. They are, so we basically engineer them using artificial intelligence. We capture data from golfers, from more traditional style players, to somebody who's looking for a little more technology in their putter. And we map out exactly where those putts are coming out of from those fittings, and then we generate the faces around it. So it's very, very cool.
So what is this one going to do differently to that one?
Well, we don't know yet because we haven't hit it.
Okay, so it varies player to player?
It will do, absolutely.
Okay,
every single putt here will vary player to player.
Sure.
I don't want to lead you down anything and say you're going to feel anything, because if you don't, you may even say, yeah, I do, yeah.
It becomes a placebo effect.
Yeah, because you might say, well, he told me I should feel that, so I feel
it becomes suggestive.
So I just let you know, right? Don't want to lead you in anyway.
With irons or drivers, a stiffer shaft gets rid of whip to take spin off. Is that correct?
Can do.
Okay, but it's not. But it still varies player to player as well.
Player to player.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Interesting.
I've been in many situations where I've given somebody a heavy stiff shaft and gone, you're going to go lower and straighter with less spin, and they go higher with more dispersion.
Wow, okay.
And so I've learned over the years to.
There's no rules.
What I'll do in a minute as well, once you've hit 4 of these, I'm going to throw it back to you and just say, what was different there?
Okay.
Because you're the one hitting it, right? If I tell you how to feel, we're not focusing on the right things.
I can guess now. It feels kind of softer.
Does it? Okay.
Off of the, I can feel the ball more.
Okay.
That was a nice roll.
That was lovely.
That was very end over end.
So is that a good thing or a bad thing? So as you said there, ball after 2 shots, you said it feels softer.
Yeah.
Is that good or bad?
I'm not sure.
Or indifferent?
It made it feel a little bit range bally.
Okay.
Like it has a bit of a, these are premium, solid 3-piece balls. It felt a little bit like he was whacking a plastic ball, as opposed to a premium ball.
Gotcha.
But it would be interesting to go back to the other one just to see where I can notice the difference.
You can definitely hear it as well in here. There's a little bit more click.
Yeah. But it rolls really nice. It's going end over end, so don't fight the results.
Exactly. What we're doing here, what we've narrowed it down to is, we like the number 7 shape. We've got the AI1 insert in the number 7 and the milled insert. So it's the same putter, different face. Let's go back into the standard insert. So I definitely heard a bit more of a click then. It's interesting you said it felt softer. Because there's a little bit more click that usually reports a bit firmer feedback. Okay. But if that's feeling soft to you, then awesome.
Maybe I'm just using the wrong word for a different feel. Is your red my red?
Exactly.
It's like that well too hard.
There's a remarkable difference in the quality of the roll, for sure.
This other one feels much nicer.
Is it?
I don't know if you're noticing that off the...
Well, now we've hit both inserts, now it's sort of feel feedback time, because I know that you've got the same head in play with the same neck at the same length, so it comes down to feel now. Which one do you feel has got the better roll on the ball?
That one.
Okay. we're in agreement.
Would you agree?
Absolutely. I think they're very close. It's probably 2 or 3% in it for me, which is, it's a little bit nitpicking, but that's what we need to do in this environment, because if we do all that work in here, then you go out on the golf course and have fun.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get back to this one.
It's well too hard, but it feels nicer.
Yeah, took the break out of that one.
Yeah.
That's a nice putt. So really, what we're doing here is updating the head shape and style and the neck of this putter. So keeping the same length, we're just going to put the crank hosel neck on and move you into number 7 in our milled section with our titanium insert there. So you're moving away from that kind of plastic insert to titanium. So a little bit more feedback on that. Very nice.
Lovely.
Happy days.
Is that job done?
Job done, pal.
Putters sorted.